Are you Lacey?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Carol Warren. I'm here to get to do your intake. I'm your intake counselor for today.
Okay.
And before we get into all of this paperwork, I want to go over confidentiality with you. We do strictly go by the confidentiality rules and laws. We are not allowed to discuss anything you tell us with anyone without your written permission. The stipulations to that are if you tell me that you are going to harm yourself, if you're going to commit suicide, or you're going to hurt someone else, you're a danger to others, then we are mandated to report that. And also, if we suspect, you give me any information that leads me to suspect that there may be child or elderly abuse involved, then I'm also obligated to report that.
Okay.
So, okay, Lacey, I need to get ask some questions. Who referred you here today?
I was referred by a work counselor and my boss at work.
Okay, and where do you work?
I work in the offices for a branch off of Walmart Corporation.
Oh, okay. And do you have an emergency contact that we could get a hold of in the event that something were to happen to you?
Yes, my mother would be for the emergency contact.
Okay, and what's her name?
Her name's Jackie.
Okay, and a phone number?
828-385-4137.
Okay, thank you. And do you have a phone number that we could contact you on?
Not as of right now, but I'm usually around my mother or she can reach me.
Okay, so we would contact your mother
Yes.
for a report, for an appointment reminder,
Yes.
or if we need to get a hold of you. Okay. So, what can we do for you? What's brought you here today?
The work counselor referred me here because I failed a drug test with the company, and I was referred here for help with substance abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And they referred me here rather than terminating me because the reason I was taking opiate painkillers in the first place was because I had a bad fall at work and had to have surgery.
Oh.
And that's when I first started taking the painkillers
Mm-hmm.
and have had problems stopping taking them. So work is going to try to let me work through it rather than terminating me since the accident happened there.
Well, that's good. At least you're not going to lose your job.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's probably difficult being dependent on the pain medication, but you stated that you got hurt at work, and when they gave you the pain pills, I'm guessing at the doctor's office or the ER, that's where the problem began.
Yes.
A lot of people, something like 1 out of 10 people that use that are using drugs, or that's where they start.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want you to feel like you're alone
Okay.
in your struggle and on this journey. Have you tried to stop using the drugs on your own, or what have you done?
Yes, I've tried to stop the cold turkey, but either the pain, I felt like I was having too much pain, or I just couldn't not pick them back up. It was just too difficult to just put them down and walk away.
See, I think that's common. A lot of side effects, withdrawal effects, can be dangerous
Right.
as well. What do you think that some of your strengths are that might help you succeed with counseling or with the drug program?
I am really determined to keep my job. I don't want to lose it. I like my job and I like where I'm at with it, so I really don't want to have to leave it. And my family's good support system, as well as my boyfriend, and that's a big reason I want to keep the job, is to be able to work on buying our own place between mine and his work.
Those are some very good support systems. A lot of people don't have those. You're very lucky. What do you think might prevent you from being successful?
If I were to get terminated before I'm able to have the chance to finish treatment, if the company were to go back on their agreement to let me be treated and come off of the drug before.
Okay, well, we do have a contract that we can send to them that would help. I mean, if they have referred you, they may actually help you pay for this, to pay for your counseling and stuff. That's one of the things that we do work with employers with, that send some of their employees here. Oftentimes they will help the person, the individual, such as yourself, pay for this. And so we will send them a contract information and a lot of a packet of information that will explain all of that to them.
Okay.
So you said you had a boyfriend. Do you live with him?
I stay back and forth between him and my mother's.
Okay. Do you have kids? No kids.
No.
And you are employed, you said?
Yes.
Have you ever been in therapy or in a drug treatment program before?
Not in a drug treatment program, but when I was younger, I was in therapy programs.
Okay. Was it for mental health reasons?
Yes, it was just for loss of a
okay.
child and dealing with that.
Okay, but you've never done a drug treatment program before?
No.
Chemical dependency? Okay, these are some questions that I have to ask everyone.
Okay.
In the last year, have you felt like that you should cut down on your medication?
Yes, I've tried. The accident only happened around 8-9 months ago. So, as soon as I was healing up and they got to the point where I could start doing things, I definitely did want to try to cut down.
Do people criticize you or put you down because of your addiction?
Not many people know about it. A couple of the ones at work that have found out about it, that aren't my bosses or anything, just coworkers, they criticize me. They kind of try to get things started at work or want to work to get me terminated because of the issues.
Does it make you feel guilty? How does it make you feel the way they act towards you?
It makes me feel bad, guilty, like this problem is my fault. Like I'm just someone who decided to use drugs and got hooked on them, instead of like I'm someone who has got really bad hurt doing something at work and had to have surgery and was put on them.
Well, like I told you, like 1 in 10 people. So that's where the addiction comes from initially. So I don't want you to feel bad about yourself. This is not your fault. And some of the other questions I have to ask, do you drink alcohol?
No.
Tobacco?
Yes, I do smoke.
Okay. And do you do any other recreational drugs, such
No.
as marijuana or anything like that? Okay. And these are questions that are difficult to ask and sometimes difficult to answer, but I have to ask everyone. Have you ever thought about harming yourself, killing yourself, or others?
Definitely no, not others. No, I've never thought about hurting or killing myself either. The only concern I've ever really had is that with the pain medicine, and I had this concern especially when I first had my surgery. I was afraid that I might be hurting so bad and forget that I've taken my medicine or something and take too much, and it really hurt me by accident.
And sometimes that can be a reality. But I'm glad to hear that you don't have thoughts of harming yourself or others. Okay, that's pretty much everything I have to ask you for right now.
Okay.
As far as your questions. But what I would like to do is take a little bit of time to explain to you some of the things that we can offer you here.
Okay.
We do both inpatient and outpatient services. If you chose to come in as an inpatient, we do like to we typically require you to sign or an agreement to stay here for a minimum of 30 days.
Okay.
During that time, you will receive counseling every day. You will have close supervision as you come off of the drugs, and they'll help you, maintain your the withdrawal symptoms.
Right.
And then we also have our outpatient therapy. They typically start with at least 2 appointments per week.
Okay.
And then then the therapist will evaluate and they will discuss, what other treatment that, kind of taper it off as you start getting better.
Right.
And we also have group therapy. We have it, the NA program is here, and
Okay, and what is NA?
Narcotics Anonymous.
Okay, all right.
Everyone that attends there is in a similar situation as yours.
Mm-hmm.
They all have a substance abuse problem. Can also be a great form of support. So what I'm going to do is give you my card,
Okay.
and this has the number here.
Okay.
I can typically be reached most days. I'm good about returning phone calls. But if it's after hours or something like that and you are in distress, we do have a 24 after hours
Okay.
on-call person for nights and weekends.
All right.
So I think we will set up an appointment for tomorrow. I'm going to let you go home tonight and kind of think about what you want to do.
Okay.
And we'll set you up an appointment for tomorrow, and we'll decide, or you can decide then what you think would be your best option.
Okay.
All right. It's very nice to meet you.
Okay, it's nice to meet you too. Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
I'll see you.